Actually, thank you for hosting me here today. This is Anna, CMO at XDAO. I personally will speak on behalf of XDAO team, and we will discuss a lot about DAOs in general and actually about what the DAO XDAO is and how we help communities to build the DAO with our tooling. This is basically a multi-chain, so you can create a DAO in any network. Start from Ethereum to layer 2 to even even in other networks like Polygon that is EVM compatible. We have on a Polygon like Astar network, Shiden network on Kusama, Moonbeam and Moonriver. So basically it's very wide range of opportunities to create a DAO. And today we are going to talk about what's basically a DAO is. And so happy to have me here.
I'm really happy for you to do this. Thank you very much for coming. I've been really excited about this project since I found you guys, actually, like in early days in the version 1 times, and saw so many potentials in what you guys are building, because DAOs are going to be the future of business and governance in the future. And what you guys are building makes it really easy for anybody to come in and kind of create their own little, basically there are small treasuries and company funds, and you can even start you know, charities. Couldn't find the word there, but yeah,
Yes,
uh,
charity.
there's so many things that you can do with DAOs, and with you guys expanding to so many different blockchains, it's amazing to see you guys flourish the way that you have. I know that you guys were recently at the WoW summit in Dubai. Is that correct? Y'all presented there.
Yes, we are currently in Dubai with our C level. I mean, CTO, CMO, and Chief Administrative Officers, Rob. So here in Dubai, we are waiting actually an ETH Dubai conference, a big one for us, because we haven't, we have not, we didn't have a chance to participate in ETH there, but I think we can somehow compensate this. This strategy for us by participating in EHA Dubai. We are currently established a lot of more contacts with people and communities who want to build a DAO. And yes.
Yeah, it's been amazing to see the different groups that have been coming into the different, the Telegram and the Discord, which I'm watching for questions, by the way. So if you have questions, we can field some questions later on. If you are in the XDAO Telegram as well as
Okay,
the
sorry.
XDAO Discord, we're watching that too. So I'm sorry.
Okay. Yes, you just disappeared in a minute.
Uh-oh. Okay. But yes, so we are watching the Telegram, like I said, as well as the Discord. Are you there?
Yes. You disappeared again.
Is it breaking up?
Sometimes, yes, but I suppose it's
okay.
So now it's okay.
Right now we're doing okay though. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. Are we there? Can you hear me?
Yes. It's okay.
Okay. So we're back. All right. Sorry, I had a little technical difficulties there. I do have a requested question in. So, I'm gonna add Ghost from on. I'm gonna allow him to ask a question real quick to one of my partners.
Okay, so maybe let's.
Oh, hey, sorry. No, I wasn't trying to ask a question. I was just popping in to let you know. You guys are both coming through fine. So I don't think you're breaking up on your end, CoinLogic. I don't know. It might be an internet connection on your end, XDAO. But yeah, no, I'm here just to listen. So no worries. I'll pop off.
Okay. Thank you for that.
Okay.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
Okay,
so
this is my first Twitter Spaces, so we're trying to get to this platform.
I will give an overview and the vision of our project. So basically what we are
Absolutely,
building.
that was actually what
Uh,
because we want to talk
you,
about that.
you're going to disappear sometime, so I will continue our discussion until you will arrange your connection. Actually, what is XDAO? We started with a small team, like C-level, 3 of us, like this. Actually, yes, it was the idea of our CEO. He wanted to do something like investment fund, and at the time he was playing with Aragon and another DAO tooling, and understood that it's just very uncomfortable to use. It's not because it's not a good project. It's an amazing project, but it takes a lot of time and technical understanding on how the things are doing before you can establish your DAO. So we understand that the point is to make DAO more easy to start and more easy to understand. And in the future, if the people wants, they even can create their own smart contracts. It's how the market works. So basically, we started with the idea to create like an investment clubs in the blockchain that will start with the similar rules, but it can be upgradable and designed in their own interface and their own characteristics. And so basically, when we started to create our first version, it was like 1 year ago, and the logical dude, the coin logic, already knew about us at this time. And it was like just an example, like a little experience of how it can work. We playing around with some kinds of governance tokens, liquidity provider tokens. It hasn't existed at this time. So basically, we played around the DAO tooling, and our first version is still available in legacy xdao.app website. So you can check just to compare these two versions from where we started and to where we came for now.
Their night and day difference too is absolutely amazing to see the development that you guys have done since version 1. I actually started my first DAO on that and was going to create a treasury for like myself and my kids and that kind of thing. That was kind of like my first go at it. And once I started kind of playing around with it and I started talking to you guys, y'all kept telling me version 2 is coming, version 2 coming, and man, when that released, that just changed everything. So, really happy to, and that's where I kind of abandoned the whole family treasury thing because my kids, unfortunately, I can't get my kids into crypto. Unfortunately, one day I'm going to grab them. But so I started looking at directions of building my own businesses using XDAO, and we've got one that we have gotten started. It's called the Blocktunes DAO. So we're actually trying to revolutionize the music industry and build a DAO that artists control. So that's and it's really awesome because there's a whole DeFi aspect to this thing. So what really drove me to y'all's platform is the integration that y'all have with just about every DeFi platform that you can connect with on these different blockchains. So like Blocktunes, we're connected with Binance Smart Chain. So we have access to a lot of different DeFi platforms there. We're currently using PancakeSwap farms and Venus Protocol, and it just with the wallet connect, it makes it really simple to connect with all these different protocols with your DAO and set up votes to let the DAO automatically earn money
Yes,
and everything.
indeed.
It's beautiful. I love what you guys are doing, and now with the launch pad that you has just released and the dividend features, that's a game changer in itself. Do you want to address those two features that y'all just released?
Sure, we walk through these additional modules, and actually, the idea I want to say that basically, when we create our second version, we understand that it's not our way to integrate the additional smart contracts into our XDAO protocol just like in our website. So you can see in our first version, we tried to actually implement each protocol into our interface, and was a wrong way. The better way is for sure is to create a cool, smooth, and very fast connection. And we found this idea with the wallet, the right tools to actually do what is doing right now. So yes, maybe this is something really special for us, because even with compared with another program, somewhere you need to give your private key, but it's not a cool way to. It's not secure, at least, and sometimes you can. For example, how Gnosis say work. You can interact with DeFi protocol just in their website. It's like iframe integrated. The one website integrated into another website. People have to choose what is better for them to use. And yes, still there is some limitations, and limitations come not from XDAO but in the DeFi system in general, because sometimes you cannot interact with DeFi protocols because they have limitations, like if personal signature has nothing to do with smart contracts, and the personal signature needs from you a private key, actually. And the smart contracts don't have this private key, and this is kind of the limitation for using protocols, especially when it's just a UX issue. If you can avoid this UX issue, it will be really easy to DAO, to interact with even more protocols that we have. Fortunately, there are a lot of protocols that you currently can use. For example, that this protocol cannot connect, but another one is connected, and this is why we are creating like partnership. For example, we already created a partnership with 1inch, and 1inch they know that if people go from our website, from xdao.app, they understand that they don't need to show pop-up where you can sign a message. And if you notice, for example, if you're going like from your own account, you need a pop-up and check that you are not limited in trading, and you need to check up if you notice this. But when you connect from XDAO side, you don't need to sign any message. You just go and trade and create a voting and participate in swaps and deposits and some stuff like this. So this is time to time we understand that the DeFi ecosystem generally is not prepared for a huge wave of DAOs going into DeFi protocols, and who will work with them. So we are pushing forward this idea, and this is our opportunity to show up ourselves and to speak about this with the DeFi space. So what we are doing so far.
Well, good. Yeah. Well, I mean, I know with the different DeFi protocols that I've used, the only one that I've ever had an issue with XDAO was like Auto Farm. But so that was no big deal. I just moved on to a different protocol. But I know a lot of the main ones use it, and like I said, going from version 1, where you guys started with the little plug-in and that kind of thing, that I understood where you were going with that, but then when y'all kept saying version 2, when you came out with the Wallet Connect, that was a game changer. So, but it's really secure way to be able to group invest and that kind of thing. So, like like we were talking, there's all kind of different ways that groups or businesses can get involved. You have everything from trust to charities to there's GameFi and GameFi that you can get involved with, and NFTs. So can you tell me a little bit about integration that you guys have with NFTs, or how can people integrate NFTs with XDAO, because NFTs are a big thing these days?
Yes, NFT are big things.
Oh, I think we're losing you for a second.
Is
There we go.
growing in popularity. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you now. You're kind of in and out there for a second.
Okay, so basically the point of NFTs is it's not just a picture.
Mm-hmm.
See something bigger. It's like something it's not just a governance token, right? It's more than governance token, and that is why the best way, if you want to add into your DAO some kind of NFTs, you can tight it, like bind it with a governance token.
Okay, that's really interesting.
Voting power. And the more voting power you have, actually, the more opportunity.
Oh, kind of losing you there. Okay, talking about voting power.
Yes. I said governance token give you a voting power,
Yeah.
and the more voting power you have, the more powerful actually you is. And in terms of NFT, the same story, actually, absolutely the same story, but it's just not a governance token like GT token, like ERC20 token, but it's NFT. So the workflow will be the same, but we will include an NFT just to incentivize people, just to give they not just a small token that they can't see, but NFTs that can be like a representation of your voting power. And we already integrated, this is an Infam DAO. They use their NFT as a voting power, and actually, it gives the project an additional value, because when you obtain this NFT, you will have access to a governance model. You can vote, and you have also like special bonuses that they implemented into the Infam protocol, and this is just their part of the business, how they incentivize NFT holders. But actually, when they obtain the NFT, they at the same time they will have a governance token, and this is where the XDAO actually works, because if you have a GT token governance token, you can vote for any transaction, any decision, and it depends on the protocol. For example, we have released an article about how DeFi projects can use XDAO, and this is very interesting article. We a lot of blockchains just reposted it, because this is how actually DAO for DeFi protocols can work. And the idea is that you have a treasury, a DAO treasury. At the same time, you have a multi-sig wallet which can hold ownership of smart contracts of this DAO, and it makes a DeFi protocol very, very decentralized. At the same time, you have a treasury that is held by governance, and you have a smart contract that is held by governance. And at this moment, the users, the community understand that there is no one developer who actually have this treasury, have these protocols. There is a community. There is some kind of chair members who decide what to do. And basically, when we talk about community, it's the best way to give them a power, because even we understand in XDAO that the community also want to speak out. And for sure, we are going to integrate XDAO token into the voting at the same time, but currently we don't have an XDAO token. But once we release it, we're going to create a space on Snapshot for the people who want to speak out, who want to propose something, maybe additional features or stuff like this. And
Excellent.
it will be decentralized. It will be basically on off chain. But in fact, if the decision be like transfer particular amount of token to airdrop or to instant. Sorry, this is some kind of noise maybe behind me.
Sounds like a kitchen.
So yeah. So basically, the idea is that we can implement two types of vote. You can vote for off-chain decision. Off-chain decision means that you have nothing with smart contracts in general. It means that the community wants, I don't know, to do some conference or event together, and this can be done with off-chain voting and off-chain proposals. If we talk
Okay.
about on-chain, it means that we need a transaction. It means that we need some kind of smart contracts that will execute something, like changing something in smart contracts, like transfer treasury money to bounty or something like this. And this is where XDAO actually come into the play, okay, into this game. So yes, and we are doing step by step, just how we described it in our last article. So if time, go and read it, and maybe it will be useful for your protocol also. And I think that the people in the future, as actually a community or investors who want to invest in some smart contracts, some projects, they gonna understand that yes, I will check if this is a DAO also, just for for beauty worth, or it is actually a DAO. So this is how the community will understand this is a project good or bad, decentralized or centralized.
Yeah, so you can make, and I was looking over that article that y'all put out about the management of everything, and which made me think of how we're managing ours, and I really like the way that like we're going with Blocktunes is basically when an artist submits their music. So you have to get registered as an artist, and then if you submit your music to our platform, then that submission fee is an investment. It's not, it doesn't go to us. It goes into the DAO and it purchases a DAO token, and that gets sent back to the artist, and that's their investment in the platform. And for the very first time that they release music with us, we also, by DAO vote, will send them a governance token, which gives them a vote in the DAO, which helps decentralize the whole thing. Because like me, I don't want to control it all, kind of thing. I want to give the music industry back to the artists, and that's the whole reason, and why behind we're building this. And like I said, your platform gives us all the tools that we need to do that, especially now with with the whole dividend payments and that kind of thing. That'll make it really simple and easy. And I was even playing around with the NFT functions too, and we can pay out NFT contracts. So that's going to open up a whole other ball game for us as well. But yeah, I'm really loving all the integration. The one I'm looking forward to, just after playing with everything, is definitely the transaction combination. That will make things a lot easier, especially instead of having separate votes for everything. So that'll help. I'm looking forward to that module. But I'm really looking
Okay.
forward to what you guys can do. And the way that you guys are opening up to all these different EVM chains has really been impressive. To know that it just started off with like Binance Smart Chain and Polygon, and now it's opened up to a whole bunch of different blockchains. It just gives anybody really the ability to come in and do their own and create their own token, their own infrastructure. And now with the launch pad, they can do their own launches and airdrops and stuff like that. So it'll be interesting to see where you guys continue to go in the future with
Yeah,
everything,
indeed.
and see what all is built, and to see what the community builds with all of this. That's what the interesting thing is I'm excited to see what people are going to use your platform for, and I'm really excited and delighted to be a part of this from the beginning, kind of watch you guys grow with that. So hopefully we can continue that.
Yes, and actually, we are currently find a lot of use cases of how the XDAO is using for, and basically, yes, we are open for new use cases because we want to, somehow to have a portfolio of the XDAO of the XDAO project, because people who come and see our platform for the first time, they don't understand how the XDAO can be actually used. So that's I amazed with the idea of NFTs, music NFTs, because this is just a new trend that is growing very fast.
Hmm.
It started from social DAOs and now is going to music, and we know that the very well-known influencers are currently forcing this idea of music and ownership, and also it also uh, has deal with with articles and the bloggers who actually write articles and blog posts, and we also try to monetize it, and this is a good idea, and the XDAO also have something to help this industry to grow. So yes,
Yeah,
if
we're
you
really
can, for
excited.
example, yeah. So I'm really excited how you use, and if you find our platform actually useful, because what we are building, we are building for the people, from the people
Exactly.
for people.
Well, I'm actually looking into a whole different thing as well. Recently getting into a whole eco-friendly kick. Been getting involved with some of the Cosmos spaces and things, and been a lot of their focus is eco-friendly, carbon neutral kind of scenarios. And I talked with this week. I talked with a nonprofit organization and an NFT project that was supporting that nonprofit, and it really opened up my eyes. And I'm like, okay, I can use XDAO to create like an eco DAO. So that may be something that happens here pretty soon, actually. Um, so just
You
trying to
can.
get together with a couple of different nonprofits that I know of, and people that I know personally, and see like what I can muster up and what kind of support we can muster up behind this. And yeah, definitely, that's where my head is trying to create like an eco-friendly DAO using your platform, to help, not just give back to people, but give back to the planet, and so that's definitely one way to go. There's so many things that you can do with XDAO, or with, DAOs in general. It's going to be kind of, I believe that it's going to be huge in the future of governance as well as business,
Yeah.
giving people a voice.
Um,
Hopefully we can, change
to give a
things
voice
through
to
technology.
every employee,
Exactly.
because what can motivate people more than if they have a share of the company? What can motivate more?
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
exactly.
Actually, considering new modules, I want to have a feedback, a real huge feedback, because um, we have now we have limited resources to deploy the smart contracts, and we have really limited in decision in solutions what to it's not because something really difficult, but because we need to focus on the best stuff to implement first, and this is why I'm asking what module will go live next, because yes, dividend module, dividend payment is something that, and the same story with Launchpad, because Launchpad is something that should exist, because we noticed that many people don't want to create a treasury just how it goes, like minting a liquidity provider token each time if the investor will come, but to set up a particular amount of money that should be actually invested in the project. And this is how the Launchpad helps with it, because can just you can just set up how many um, tokens you actually want to have in your DAO to do something. Especially if you have a specific strategic task, for example, to buy an NFT or to buy I don't know, even a football company, you need a special budget for it, and
Yeah.
this is precise budget that you want to use in the future to actually participate in auction or stuff like this. So basically, this is where the Launchpad comes to the game again, and basically the idea is this is something that I was amazed of. You can create a list according to the ownership of particular smart contracts. For example, imagine if it is like a collection of NFTs, and the collection of NFTs has the same address. And for example, you want to incentivize all these NFT addresses with a particular amount of L token to obtain. At the same time, it also implements the dividend module. If you remember, you can use particular smart contracts to pay dividends, and this is how it's created.
Oh, okay.
And it's amazingly flexible in this way. So
Yeah.
my question is, what the next module you want to implement according to what you see in the coming soon, or maybe you have idea of how to do something new? This is a question not only for you, CoinLogic,
Yeah.
but also for all of the listeners.
Well, yeah, I think the first one I would want to see, like I said before, was the transaction combination. That's the one I would like to see next. It would make things a lot easier for the DAOs to be able to combine, like harvesting a reward and being able to pair that up with maybe a trade. Say, like for in our case, may want to go from cake to BUSD, and then take that BUSD and then do a dividend all in one like vote. So to say if it's a situation for DAOs, that you're doing a monthly or a bi-weekly transaction, like say
Not
paying
sometimes
employees.
you're clear, unfortunately.
I'm sorry? But yeah, the transaction combination was what I would want to see next. But there's all kind of things that, I mean, you guys have a bunch of different modules that are lining up that are going to be great. The Telegram functionality is going to be really imperative for a lot of people to help get DAO votes out and that kind of thing. But if you don't mind, Anna, I would like to open up. We do have somebody that has a question. I have Alana here. If you would like to ask your question.
Yes, good afternoon, and thank you for taking my question.
No
I
problem.
appreciate you. So I was just wondering how we can, um, basically, we started a DAO, me and one of my partners recently, and we're having trouble, basically implementing our strategy because we are not able to sign, like basically a signature for the smart contracts when we are, um, basically operating with these different platforms. So, for example, we wanted to get in on a pool farming on Trader Joe, and because of whatever type of the smart contract they have implemented or the code they have implemented on their platform, we're not able to do so. How is there a workaround for that? And if so, could you please explain how you guys are trying to fix this issue, or is this just something that can't be done?
Okay, this is quite a specific case. To have to describe how it actually works in XDAO. So we decided to make the voting and the proposal creation cheaper as possible. Because, for example, you can create a transaction, but in fact you can just never execute it. And so if you create a transaction, if everybody signed it up and in fact it cannot be activated for some reason, this is quite loose. And for example, this is just an off-chain voting. It's how the pure on-chain voting works on chain. So we implemented a hybrid voting system. It means that when you create a voting, when you sign a voting, and you do it absolutely off-chain, it means that you collect the information about your signature and how many people are ready to implement this, actually to go make it executable. And at this moment, what you need is a good wallet that will work well. Actually, when it comes to hardware wallet, sometimes it makes difficult because hardware wallet is not a good in implementing new features. And for example, if a new feature come like in May, you are going to wait until November for hard wallet to actually implement and program this feature and release it as a patch. So, for example, we use the last technology of how to use ECDCA signature algorithm. And if, for example, your hard wallet is not prepared for this, if the hard wallet software is old or outdated, you need first of all to update it to the last version and make sure that it will work with ECDCA. Actually, hardware like Ledger, like Trezor, we have a Trezor to check if. So basically, the problem is with this particular hardware wallet. If we talk about MetaMask, it works pretty well. If we talk about any other wallet like Wallet Connect, it works also pretty well. Considering SafePal, if it is like embedded into the website, it's also working okay. But the problems happen when you try to use hardware wallet, but which is actually is useful tool to buy Bitcoin. So I recommend you to play with MetaMask itself. And if, for example, you created with your hard wallet a broken transaction and try to execute it, of course, you won't be able to execute it. But if you try over again, it doesn't need from you to create a new DAO. It just you need to create a new voting with a pure signature and start to collect signatures, and the whole people who are sign this message need a good wallet for it. Basically, it's just because it's a new technology. It's just like the last update of the ECDC.
Yeah, it's all new, and if it's not working with one certain protocol, it may work with another. But I know you guys are going to find a fix for as much as you possibly can. But, hopefully that answered your question, Alana.
Yes, if for example you are creating voting like inside of XDAO, like mint liquidity token, mint LP token, there is no problem. The XDAO is a problem with the wallet and signature, because if it gets an error like a signature V, and the error, it means that you haven't set up your wallet properly.
Okay, so I hear everything that you're saying, and we will definitely implement some of the functionality that you just said. But me and my partner does have we both use MetaMask to sign on the transactions. I guess we must have set set it up the incorrect way, because we've had this problem on different chains. We've tried Anchor Protocol using the Avalanche chain. We've tried some Stellar Swap using Moonbeam, and we're able to get to the we're able to sign off on actually like allocating the tokens to these particular farms or providing liquidity. But once we get to the point where we need to actually add the liquidity, we're not able to do so.
It could have something to do with the protocol itself too. I know I had some issues, like I said, with auto farm using some of the first versions of the DAO and that kind of thing. So could be something, just a connection with that. But yeah, maybe Anna can speak on that a little bit more.
Basically, as I said, it depends on how the other DeFi protocols implement a wallet connected solution. How, for example, if even you are able to sign a message, doesn't mean that you are able to activate it. You will know at the end when everyone signed it, and if it is not executed, it means that it cannot work somehow. You need to check the error, the body of the error, because this is the only way to determine where is the problem and on which side. Yes, you can, for example, show me a list of protocols, tell a swap, I check it and it works. With Avalanche, I know that people use it and use it pretty well. So maybe there is a smart contracts, there is a DeFi protocol that doesn't allow you to interact with the DAO, and we actually would like to talk with them. So it depends on how many people will use this protocol to, for example, to deposit money or to do something with, I don't know. But the basic tools, like, in each ecosystem, you have basic smart contracts, basic DeFi protocols that works for the whole. And for sure, they have to work with XDAO, and we will do our best to actually to let them work with us. So far, if the question is with the error with the message, it is entire. It is how to say, it is error from your side, because, as I said, it is dependent on the what wallet you use for actually signing messages.
Okay. So last thing, thank you for your time. I appreciate you answering my questions. If when we do get the error, is it possible for us to copy and paste that into the Discord channel, just so you guys can help us navigate? Just try to figure out what we're doing wrong on our end.
Yes, our server is currently like a help desk, because we have a community that works on their own DAOs and protocols, and they just come to our server just to have a small consultation about our tools. So yes, for sure, you can. What you need, what we need from you is just to show what exact steps you have with which wallet you use for it, and what actually the error, because error can be shown like in a pop-up on right up top right top side, but also it can be shown like in the console log, and you have to check on both sides so we can determine what the problem is. So, but
Okay,
actually,
when you say
yeah.
wallet, I'm sorry, when you say wallet, are you referring to the wallet that was created for the DAO or individual MetaMask wallets?
Okay, the 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 idea is that when you create a DAO, it's a wallet, but it is not a wallet. Actually, it is a smart contract. This is just a special smart contract that can hold your treasury, because smart contracts can be made in very, very different way. The smart contracts can be do for everything. And in terms of a DAO, when you create a DAO, it's not a wallet. It is actually a smart contracts where you hold your treasury. And I'm talking about your own wallet that you use to execute transaction, to sign messages, and to create a DAO. But when you create a DAO, it's not a problem. It doesn't. If, for example, you see an errors, it doesn't mean that you need to create another DAO. It will work with the same DAO, but with another settings. And the settings, as I mentioned, it may be a wallet connect, or it may be, for example, a protocol connection. This is two very common use cases.
Yeah, I know if you take that into the Discord, into their support, that they'll be happy to help you out with that. I know any problem that I've had really quick on it, and they'll try to get it solved one way or the other. So I did have a question here from Discord I wanted to get in real quick here. Thank you, Alana, very much for your questions there, and for participating in today's Twitter space here. So we greatly appreciate that. All right, so this is from Salimi, and this is a question: is this applicable to gaming guilds? And so they are defining themselves as a human base layer DAO, and they manually vote in Discord. So when you were talking about earlier about like the off-chain voting, is there going to be some kind of platform for that, or that y'all are building in, or is this just we can vote through any other means, but then activate it through the DAO?
Sorry, I didn't get the idea because it's quite interactive. Maybe it's just like in my site.
No
You
problem.
ask for GameFi guild, right? GameFi.
Yeah, so how is this applicable for gaming guilds and that kind of thing? And can they do voting through other means like Discord?
Discord, when you create a Discord and vote for something, it make no sense in terms of blockchain transaction execution and stuff. If we talk about off-chain voting, yes, but for on-chain voting, a GameFi a guild has also some kind of on-chain decision and on-chain implementation. And basically, if a GameFi guild is a very special case, and we want to push it forward for sure, because I don't know the GameFi guild using DAO tooling so far. It's just like like a community of gamers. And imagine you have a treasury. Imagine you have an NFTs. Imagine you have a lot of weapons and jackets or stuff to play actually the game, and it all host on DAO wallet, and the users can they actually members of this guild can play with these NFTs just like it's their own NFTs, because we know that
Cool.
GameFi stuff NFTs are very expensive for a common user to play, and I think it's a good idea, for example, to share it with other people for the best results.
Yeah.
Yes,
I think
this is very interesting
like
case. Mm-hmm.
I think kind of where you may be going with this is like what we're doing with Blocktunes DAO is that we're going to be using the Hive blockchain as, because it's a social blockchain, we're going to be using that as like a community voting thing. I'm trying to get the Hive community involved in this as well as much as possible, and basically the way that we're going to be handling a lot of our votes, like big changes and things like that, investments and stuff, is I'm going to be putting out like a vote off off the DAO kind of thing onto Hive and giving the Hive community a vote, and then we're going to, I guess, bring that vote into the DAO, and let say, okay, you know the community said this, so the community is going to vote this way, we'll vote this way kind of thing. So there's, I guess gaming guilds can do their off-chain voting however they want, but the activation has to be through the DAO platform, I guess, is maybe kind of where we're going with this.
Yes, but if we talk about a DAO, it's a broader concept. It sometimes even a Discord server is also a DAO. So we are currently cannot determine where a DAO start and where a DAO finish. So basically, it just the type of mind, or how you can join this game. Yes, if you want to, for example, create an off-chain solution, it definitely will be a snapshot, and as you know that you can input into XDAO the interface of a snapshot to see and to check what the transactions was made, what decisions was made with the snapshot. So
I got you. Okay. Well,
So if you have any idea, I mean, like to add a lot of community member to your DAO, for example, just ask us. Maybe we can help with this also because we're
yeah.
interested in doing so.
Well, I think with the module that you have with the Telegram bot, that it's going to be putting up, from my understanding, it'll announce voting and stuff like that through Telegram. So instead of, you could use that for some voting stuff, gaming guilds, organizations, even, like stuff like Blocktunes can use that in different ways to get the votes out there, especially if it starts to grow and you get more people that have governance tokens. You're going to need more people to come and be actually active in that voting. But yeah, I want to I really appreciate your time, and really, really, I'm really excited. I can't express that enough about
Yes,
this
thank
entire
you.
platform and all the different opportunities that it can bring anybody, and just really excited about DAOs, so it's really
Yeah,
great.
but with DAOs we have a problem. For example, if we have a lot of members who actually vote or have to vote, and if, for example, we have a big quorum to reach, we
Hmm.
can never reach it. Yes. So
That's
there should be a balance of how many people participate and how many actually how big is the threshold, right?
Yeah, so
So
what we did
that's
with Blocktunes, that's actually a really good point to bring up. So because my plan is to have a really big, artist pool one day, grow as many, musicians as possible with Blocktunes, to and if they're going to be part of the governance, we have a lower quorum set. So currently,
yeah.
right now, it's set to like 21%, so that really my wallet can kind of push through stuff right now. But we're going to be having a governance vote pretty soon to up that a little bit to maybe like 30% or something like that. But
Mhm.
yeah, because as it grows, you gotta have people that are active in your DAO, because starting to find this out a little bit. Not everybody may be as active. As I'm looking at other chains and other governance things, and seeing things to where it's like only a few people vote on governance proposals and stuff. So that is definitely a really good point to bring up. And like with your last article, or with the XDAO last article, talking about the management of your DAO, that's definitely something you need to take into account when forming one. Have like a voting, basically like a voting board, and then have like a community vote. So that could be an off-chain community vote. So like in our case, like I was explaining, like we have a wallet set up with approximately 10% of the governance vote
Yeah.
in governance
Hmm.
tokens set up, to where when the community speaks, then it's going to, that wallet is going to vote based on the community. So that's kind of part of it, kind of thing. So it's just all in how you manage that and set it up, because
Yeah.
that way we can
Yes.
get things pushed through if we have to, without just letting the vote sit there, and then all of a sudden nobody votes, and then okay, well, guess what, that was your dividend payment, you don't get paid if you don't vote. So
Yes. So you need
that's
to.
incentivization right there for people to get active. Is like, hey, you want to get paid, you got to come vote, get paid.
Right. Or you need to write music as fast as you can
Exactly,
to get dividends. So
exactly, like
yes,
more music people put up through the DAO, is more music, is more money everybody makes. And with
sure.
the world, and just speaking on that, it's like, our idea behind that was that, even on these streaming sites and that kind of thing, it's hard to make money. You have a very small amount of artists that are making all that money. Well, this gives everybody kind of a piece of it, whether your music really gets played or not, it gives you a piece of it, kind of thing. So, and then bringing NFTs in with the DAO, and letting, because like with our smart contracts, our cut of any NFT sales, like resales, all goes in directly into our DAO fund, which our artists then get to vote on how they can allocate those resources. So it's exciting times, and I'm really, really excited about what directions we can go with all this. And so
Actually, how, for example, if your community member have an NFT, what is his next step to obtain a GT token right now? How it works
right
in your
now,
DAO?
is fun. I mean, because like, and that was one thing that I wanted to, that I was glad that we talked about the NFTs. But as far as when they buy NFTs, that kind of thing, there's no governance token on that. The way that we issue governance tokens to artists when they uh, come through our release service right now.
Yes, yes. So you issue it like in a manual way, like.
Yeah, we're issuing it manually right now. If there would be an automatic way to sell an NFT and a governance token all at the same time, that would be great down the road. To make the governance tokens a little easier to
Yes.
distribute.
This is actually how can a smart contracts help. For example, a smart contracts get when you're mint an NFT when the person have an NFT,
Mm-hmm.
it means GT token like simultaneously.
Okay.
Yes, like without a quorum, So
Okay.
it can be possible with a module because we have a modular system, and our modules actually can avoid additional voting
Oh.
proposal process for particular reason and in particular examples.
Okay.
So yes, I think we will definitely make it working because we
Yeah.
have a huge story about buying the football company, and they guys want to have an NFT at the same time. They want to
Yeah.
give each NFT holder a GT token. That means that we should do it simultaneously because there will be a lot of NFT holders, and it
Mm-hmm.
can be just made like manually. So yes, we have already on the pen. Yes.
Awesome.
So I
That's
write it down this
you
idea
already
and
know what we're looking for. All right. Yeah, NFTs and DAOs together are going to be, because I believe NFTs are really what is bringing the whole blockchain ecosystem into the mainstream at this point. And with the whole, because it's not just, oh, I've got tokens in a wallet. This is something that you can actually look at. It was like when I talked with the Acre NFT group the other day. It was like what they said. Not only do you're getting that piece of art, but that piece of art is a donation to something, kind of thing. So, and if we can get NFTs that have purpose, and have governance purpose behind it as well, it's going to give it way more of a use case and a functionality. So yeah, would be something that would be something that would be huge. So
yes, people love vision, people love pictures, people love
yeah,
beautiful pictures. This
it's a
is what
visual
the
thing.
idea.
And that's what
Yeah,
I'm wanting to
yeah.
bring back with music NFTs is, get people back into creating really cool album artwork, and then putting up like special video versions of their music as like a rare piece of art kind of thing. Cause, I don't know how far back you go. I'm a little gray hair, going on here, but I had a huge collection of vinyl records and that kind of thing. And that was one of my favorite parts of buying vinyl, was going and like physically picking it up. And same thing with CDs and stuff, when artists would put out all these awesome album art and stuff with CDs.
Yeah,
Well,
sure.
NFTs can bring that back. That's going to bring it
Sure.
back to the fold, but just in a digital way. Because, like in my case, I lost everything to a hurricane, and so my entire vinyl collection, CD collection, and
Yeah.
everything was gone. Well, if I had all that through NFTs, I wouldn't lose it, as long as I have my seed phrase. So, yeah,
Yeah.
that's all, changing the world of collectibles, and then DAOs are changing the world of business and finance and governance, and it's just I'm
And
glad to be a part of
communities.
it, and we're all a part of this. We're still really early, as like you said, we're still all working on all
This
this.
is what amazed me. We have a lot of work and we have a lot of to do in the future, and this is just a start. And it makes me a lot more powerful, and I'm more happy when you understand this is just the start of something big and something huge. Yeah.
Exactly. And it makes you feel good to know that you're in the beginnings of it. And if you can just stay strong, and if you're in it for the right reasons, if you're in it for the fundamentals of what this technology is bringing to the world and not just worried about number go up, then you're going to find that it's a world changer. It's a game changer in what we're building here. So I want to thank you guys for doing the work that you're doing. And, we're going to be doing this again somewhere down the line. So as you guys start releasing new features, we can keep having these spaces and that kind of thing to try to educate people. Cause that's one thing that's, we need more of is we need education behind all this. We need people to understand what this is all about. And, so thank you for
Yes.
coming on,
Yes.
Anna.
Exactly. And Sam, from my side, I would like to say thank you for having me here. Thank you for making me speak and make me speak with so many questions. And you put a lot of interesting use case that we want to implement. And I'm happy to serve. Our team is happy to serve all of you with DAO tools. Don't hesitate to reach us in the Discord, of course, in the Telegram group, and
Absolutely.
anywhere you want to do it. We are answering as we can, because we are busy. At least we hire more people. If you want to join our team and start building something really cool and to support us in the social networks, and maybe you dive really deep into the system, how it works. You can advise other people who just come and just so the XDAO just for the first time. You can advise them how to use it.
Absolutely.
So yes, thank you again.
Thank you very
um,
much. Well, you have a wonderful rest of your evening. I know it's nighttime for you. It's
yeah.
it's daytime for me, and for anybody else that's listening, wherever, whenever. I want to thank you guys for spending a little bit of your time today with us. That's going to be it. And thank you for spending some time in my first Twitter Spaces. This is going to be the first of many. Hopefully, going to be doing something every Friday in one form or another. So continue to follow.
Yes.
That's going to be it, guys. Thank
Yeah,
you very
amazing.
much.